Yishem Adonai Matam L'Olam, and Hashem's name will be blessed forever and ever. Shalom, everyone. We're going to dedicate this Torah class, Ayin Hara Devilai, number 16, for Refuah Shelema, for Hatzah Nefesh, for Hataguf. Every name you want to mention, please do it now. So we left off last time talking about Daniel, Hatach. Moving on to an event in the same book, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. And you know that we always we like to expand, so we're not focusing only about the Ayin Hara. It's not limited to Ayin Hara, but from here we learn a lot of other things in Judaism and Torah. And today I'm planning to talk Be'ezrat Hashem about a very interesting concept that it's related very much to days of the Omer. It's related to the student of Rabbi Akiva. But before that, we have to finish this part with Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. They are in the chapter Gimel, third chapter in Daniel, the story of these three great tzaddikim that lived at the time of the king of Nebuchadnezzar. And something very interesting happened there. Before that, we all know that one of the most horrific, disturbing, hard events that the Jewish nation, as a nation, ever experienced was the destruction of the temples, the first and the second. This one focused on the first one, when actually Ayin Hara, the evil eye, was a part of it. And I'm going to quote from the Midrash. It's a Midrash, Zuta Eicha, and also Yakut Shimoni on Megillas Eicha. And it says, B'sha'a she'akadosh Baruch Hu, when Hashem was about to destroy the Beit HaMikdash, he didn't protect it, let's put it that way. Patach Yaakov v'amar, Yaakov, Avinu, Israel, Yaakov, before Kadosh Baruch Hu, Ribono shel olam, Hashem, where are my children? Banai Yechanim, where my kids are? Amar lo, Hashem responded, Ayin Hara shalta bahem, they are controlled with Ayin Hara. Eheglu otam lebavel, they were exiled to Bavel. So we see that even Ayin Hara, in times of judgment, is involved with the destruction of the temple. Now, guys, please the guys on the Zoom, put yourself on mute if you can. Thank you. In the book of Daniel, we have the story that the Navi tells us about Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, that they were willing to sacrifice their own life in order to do Kiddush Hashem, to sanctify Hashem's name. Are you familiar with the story? Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah? Familiar with that? Okay, so what happened was, just in a nutshell, guys, please put yourself on mute. I wish I know how to do it. 1 second. Okay. All right. So, I don't know how to do it. You know how to do mute? Up to participant. Oh, here it is. I think it's okay. Guys, you can hear me, right? If you can't hear me, just wave or something. Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol nihya b'dvarav. What is this? How can I? Maybe I muted myself only. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me figure it out. Someone here is just not okay.
I can help you. Oh. She doesn't mean it. She doesn't know. She got something else, but I don't mean it. It doesn't mean it.
I don't know what is going on, but...
Okay, hold on.
Okay, guys, can you hear me on the Zoom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so please put yourself on mute because we can hear a lot of noise in the background, unless you have a question you want to ask. Okay, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. כן, מכל הלב שמתי. בטח, מכל הלב, יש עודף לעוד 2 כוסות. תודה רבה, לחיים, לחיים everybody, לחיים. טוב, so, the story in a nutshell, really quickly, is about a great event that Nebuchadnezzar wanted to do in order to have the entire nations worshiping him. He elevated himself to a stage like he is a god. So he planned a 60 amot of statue covered with gold. I don't know if all of it was gold or covered with gold. 60 by 6, which is like 30 meters high by 3 meters width. Really, really big. And the deal was that every nation will send representative. They will bring an orchestra, symphony. And when they have the sign, a signal, it starts with a whistle. Everyone will bow together to that statue, which was, this statue was his figure. All right? So, the bowing meaning going all the way down to your knees and all the way to the floor. That way, we wanted to make sure that everyone is submitting themselves to him. Right? So, all representatives of all nations were summoned. Now, the question is, what the Jews going to do? Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah got an invitation. They have to come. So, what did they do? They went to Daniel. I said, Daniel, what we should do? What do you think? I said, why you come to ask me? You have Ezekiel. If Ezekiel lived back then, go ask Ezekiel. So they went to ask the Navi, and the Navi told them, what do you want to do? He said, we don't want to participate. So he says, you already know what you want to do, why are you asking me? He says, well, we want to know, what do you have to say about it? He says, I've learned that from Isaiah, and Isaiah said, sometimes you need to hide yourself. Let the bad time pass by, and then raise your head like a wave in the sea, in the ocean. Right? You can't fight with it. Dive, let it go, and then you can stand safely. And he quoted a pasuk saying, Chavi kim'at rega, ad ya'avor za'am. There is a song that, I think I mentioned that the other day. One of the most famous Hasidic singers singing it. Shwaiki, and the song is Chavi kimat rega, Chavi kimat rega. You remember that? Ad yavor zoam. So till this time will pass, and then you come, ask where have you been? Oh, we were here, there. You can come up with excuses. You're not participating, and that's it. So they said, well, we tell you why we think it's wrong, because what's going to happen is people will advertise and publicize later that all nations were there, including the Jews. They won't notice if we're there or not there, because Ezekiel told them it's going to be thousands of people. So they said that's the problem. They would say that even the Jews bow to that statue. So that's not going to be a good idea. So what are you planning to do? They said, you want to be there and sanctify Hashem's name. How? When everybody of them bowed, we going to stand still. Now we show them that we're not worshiping idols, period. Can you ask Hashem if He will protect us? Because if you don't cooperate, you will be thrown to the furnace. There's no games here. So he says, fine, let me ask Kodesh Baruch Hu. He asked Hashem, and how Hashem respond to that? This is after the destruction, after all the Jews, sin with the avodah zarah, idol worshipping and killing, shvichut damim, and so forth and so on. And Hashem answered to him, now you're coming, you think I'm going to save them? You're like, something like, you're kidding me? After all the sins you guys did, and after the destructions of my house, you're coming to me now with an idea to sanctify my name? See if I'm going to save them. So Chezkel was very upset. He cried. He came back to them. They saw his face. Said, what Hashem says? If you go there, you're on your own. Hashem is not going to help you. As the Talmud says, Lo mitkayem al yadchem. Hashem is not going to help you. So they said, what they respond? Hashem is helping us or He's not helping us. We're still going to do that. We're going to sanctify His name. Yechezkel, right minutes before he left that area, Hashem appeared before Ezekiel again and says, what do you think? I'm not going to save them? Of course I'm going to save them. But why Hashem let him understand like He's not going to save them? So He will go to them and tell them, you're on your own. Meaning, they can't rely on anything. It's 100% dedication. It's 100% Hashem Shomayim Akrava, sacrifice. Okay? So, that's what happened. They were standing there. When the whistle started, we have to really study the whole psukim there. It's really interesting. Nebuchadnezzar put in the mouth of this statue the tzitz. You know, the tzitz that the Kohen has, the holy name. And people heard sounds coming out from this statue. They got scared. And he started to say the 10 Commandments. I am your God. So the symphony started. By the way, Daniel tricked us in a way that maybe I'll mention that later. So Daniel was able to take the tzitz from it. So what happened was the ceremony started, and of course the Jews are standing still; they're not bowing. So messengers from other nations that hated Israel. Yes, you'll be surprised. There's some nation that hate Israel. Yeah.
I'm shocked.
You're shocked. I knew that. But I thought it's important to mention that, so you be careful. They ran to Nebuchadnezzar to tell about the Jews, that everybody bows but these 3 Jews.
But how would they know that if they're bowing too?
They'll notice. They see that they're standing. If you're standing next to me and I am bowing, and I would notice that. So what happened was Nebuchadnezzar was in shock. He knew these 3 young men. Okay, why he knew them? Because they were part of his consultant group. Okay, they came from the tribe of Yehuda. It's debatable in Talmud, but most opinions say they come from Yehuda, like Daniel. They were very smart, and he trusted them, and he liked them very much. But now he got to punish them because his plan is incomplete. And what the other nation would say, if you don't bow, you still get away with this. I mean, what's going to happen? So he said to them, "Listen, I like you. I'm going to give you another chance. You go back there, and in front of everybody, you'll bow." And Chanyam Shel Zara says, we're not going to do it. Don't waste your time. Why? Because they say we are in our Torah, believe in our Torah. In our Torah, there is no such of worshipping idols, period. And they learn Kal Vachomer from the frogs. It's another story of the story with the frogs in Egypt. When the frogs themselves jumped to the fire, so they sacrificed themselves. We should be even more so, and so forth and so on. So they didn't want to do that. Nebuchadnezzar has no choice, and he gave a signal, a sign to his guards. They put their hands, they tied their hands and their legs, and they took them to the area which is called the Kivshan Ha'esh, which is the furnace. Furnace, it's a big pit that has a lot of tar in it, which is zephet, a lot of flammable material. It's really hot, the whole area. So they used to throw there those who resist the regime and all the enemies over there. And they used to have long sticks to push the prisoners inside because it's too hot to get in. So, So it says that the guards that took these Hanam Shel Azariah, I'm not sure how many of them were there, but at least 3, each for each one. When they took them there and pushed them down to the pit, the flames came out all constantly, touched their the guards' clothing, and actually burned them on site. They died on site, like what happened today with the president of Iran.
We gave him a high number.
There's a concern, according to it, that he crushed in the valley, and there's a concern that he died. We have a concern that he's still alive.
Exactly.
We have a prayer.
So the rescue came to rescue him, and they died on the way there. Anyway, Baruch Hashem, Hashem have a mysterious way to solve things. Anyways, they burned, and long story short, in Shamayim there's a discussion. The angel that is in charge over the power of the cold and the freeze says, let me go down and cover them so they be protected. And then Gabriel says, no, it should be I'm the one that controls the fire and heat. And Hashem says, okay, Gabriel, you go. Bottom line, in a matter of seconds, a split of seconds, they were covered with some sort of protection against the fire. The fire is still working. It's still very hard. They see from a high spot, everybody's looking, and the Nebuchadnezzar says, I don't understand. We threw there 3 people and I see 4. What is going on? A lot of miracle, how they came out. They came out, and then what happened was they checked them out. So they saw that they have not even smell on their clothing. Nothing burned, not even the hair. Nothing, no smell, no hair, nothing. Nebuchadnezzar made a declaration right on the spot. Everyone must now believe and respect the God of the Jews, because no God could do something like that. They were amazed, they never saw something like that in their life. So obviously everybody saw it, they were amazed. Not only Nebuchadnezzar, none of them saw something like that before. So what they did, you know how they responded to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah? You know what they did to them, all the nations?
Bow down to them.
So, before I tell you, if you look at the Psukim, you see these guys coming out, victorious, right? They taught everybody a lesson. And then there's not any information about Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah anymore. Like they disappear from earth. There's nothing about them. So the Talmud discussed that and says they died within a few days. Why they died? They were a good representative of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They did Kiddush Hashem, they sent for Hashem's name. What happened? They died from Aina. This raises a lot of questions, right? We'll answer them, Bezrat Hashem. And how the other nation responded to them? They spit on them. They spit on them. You're a fool. You're stupid. You have such a God and you betray them, and now your house, the base of Mikdash, the temple is destroyed. You should be ashamed of yourself. In one hand, they were amazed. In the other hand, they were mocking the Jews. They have a good reason, I guess. So, Amar Rav, that's in the Talmud, Tractate Sanhedrin, page 93, A, Tzadid Gimel Amud Aleph. Amar Rav, where they disappeared? Be'ayin hara metu, the ayin hara. Rashi says, what happened? Shehayu mistaklin b'hem. Rashi points out that everyone looked at them with amaze. Now they were amazed by this event. Al shehayu tmehin b'hem. They never saw something like that. They're jealous of these 3 people. They had such God. So we can see from here also that ayin hara can come for good things, and ayin hara can affect even righteous people. right? Can you, an hara comes from out of jealousy. Can you give ayin hara to someone that you love?
Yes. By mistake?
Obviously, it's going to be by mistake, obviously.
Yeah.
But if I have no intention to give him ayin hara, can I still give him an evil eye?
Yes. I don't know.
So the next thing that I want to discuss, the story I just shared with you, there's much more details into it. I just gave you the main idea, but when we study the book of Daniel, we'll go a little bit more deeply. The next topic is about the students of Rabbi Akiva. Okay? The Jewish nation mourns till Lag BaOmer, the 33rd day of the Omer. So, what happened? 24,000 students, great righteous people, tzaddikim, died. Can someone here tell me why they died? Remember, we mentioned it was a horrible time, that around 730 funerals a day, every few seconds. Another great rabbi, another tzaddik died. Okay. So some says, how you say farganation? How you say that? Fargan. They didn't respect each other. Okay. So what else do you know? What happened? Why they died in such a horrible plague? The plague was called askara. Askara is when the airways are blocked and you slowly lose your breath. And it's in Corona, something like that happened. Even the machines could not help the one that got this
Didn't they also not save
sickness in his lungs. Huh?
Didn't they also not save their cousin Torah?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
that
No,
was different.
there's something else. Rabbi Akiva Omer, I'm going to quote really quickly from the Midrash Rabbah on Bereshit. Rabbi Akiva Omer, if you have students at your young age, make sure to have more when you grow older. Because you don't know which of them will go and continue the legacy, become a teacher, a rabbi. So don't stop. Don't get too excited that you have students and you taught them and they become rabbi. Continue. Keep it up. And it says in Yevamot Samech Bet Amud Bet 62, it says Yud Bet Zug Elef Zugot, 12,000 chavrutot, which means 24,000 individuals. Talmidim ayu le Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva had from Akko, which is in the northern side of Israel. Ve'ad Antipris. Antipris, I think it's referred to Antipatris, and Antipatris it's close to Petach Tikva of today, which is Rosh Ayin area, Rosh Ayin Elad, not far away from Tel Aviv. Okay, so to the center of Israel. Kulam beferek echad metu. They all died in such a short time. Why? Lema, and this is something I didn't hear here on this table that you said. Shehaita enehem tzara elu be'elu. Because they're jealous at each other. Not fargan? Farganan? Okay, I've learned something new.
You don't wish someone well.
Okay. Ubasof emit shiva, and eventually 7 left. In Yevamot brings 5, Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yossi, Rashbi, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Rabbi Elazar ben Shamua, and Bereshit Rabbah brings another 2 names, Rabbi Yochanan HaSandlar, the Rabbi Yochanan the shoemaker, and Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov. Bottom line, from 24,000 great rabbis, only 7 left. And the whole Torah is depend on these 7 people. So he spread them all over, southwest, east, and north, all over the country to teach Torah. And all the Torah we have today is actually out of these great rabbis. Amar lahem, and he told them, instruct these 7 people when he gathered them, Rabbi Akiva, Banai, my kids, Harishonim lo metu. You should know your friends died. מפני שהייתה עיניהם צרה, אלא because they were jealousing at each other. תנו דעתכם, pay attention, שלא תעשו כמעשיהם, don't do like them. ועמדו מילאו כל ארץ תורה, and go ahead and spread Torah all over the land of Israel. We learn from here that it tells them don't be like them, meaning they didn't spread Torah, you should spread Torah. So some said they kept Torah for themselves in order sometimes to show off in class. And I'm not going to share with you the Torah that I have great ideas. When Torah class comes, I'm going to share it. And Hashem says, I don't need that. Maybe Torah class will not happen, will not be, and you can save it for yourself. I brought you to this world so you can spread the words of Torah. There's plenty of answers what really happened and how they can jealous at each other when they actually tzaddikim. The expectation from tzaddikim is not to jealous at each other. So what really happened here? Jealousy is good or bad?
It depends.
Can be good.
Can be good.
It has to
Yeah,
be
the
both.
jealous
If you
of
just, huh?
children, the jealous of the Torah knowledge or something.
So maybe that was a good jealousy. What's wrong with that?
That's a good thing.
You see a great scholar, you want to be like him, you're jealous of him, okay? Some says it was what you mentioned here, that they didn't respect each other. They didn't give respect to each other. So, you see how they come from halacha. What was the reason they didn't respect each other? They said to themselves, listen, I don't respect them for a reason. Why? Because if I respect them too much, he will get gaiva, will get pride, and then we'll sin. So I'm going to show him like he's a regular, normal person. And that was a big mistake, because there's something that's called kovod rav. One that have to honor is Rabbi. Who do we have to honor? Parents. Parents.
Elders,
Elderly people. Or else?
everybody.
Everybody. Okay.
Unless they are Rasha'im.
Unless they are wicked.
Yes.
There is a mitzvah to respect the wicked. The Rishayim. Should we love the wicked?
No.
Should we hate the wicked? There's a mitzvah to hate the wicked. People mistakenly think that there is no such as a hatred in the Torah, meaning Kodesh Baruch Hu, even Hashem, doesn't hate. So you should not hate, because it's all about, there's some religions that believes only the ultimate love. It's only love. Someone hits you on one cheek, give him the other one. For example, all right, there is halacha, which we'll see later, that there is a mitzvah to hate. How is it possible? It says in the Torah, "Lo tisna et achicha bilvavecha." You should not hate your brother in your heart.
That's your brother.
It's your brother. Okay. What does that mean?
If it's a Russia, he's going against God.
So if he's a Racha, is all of a sudden not my brother?
Is he a Jew versus not a Jew? Is that what that means?
Idolaters.
We'll answer that as well. We have to love only Jews or everybody, like you mentioned before. There's any halachot about it? Did you ever hear about laws of respecting each other? Did you ever hear about halachot like that? No. Do you know that there's halachot about honoring, beside parents and rabbis, there's halacha of respecting one another?
Yeah, sure.
If it says in the Torah, "Ve'avta le'reacha kamocha," right? So if it says in the Torah that you should love your friend, it must be halachot comes with it. Some laws, right? Can you tell me a law or two, one or two halachot that's related to honoring or respecting your friends? Something that you're familiar with. This is the allergy season, and I have to. Huh? Yes,
That
please.
clean right there. That's clean. Is that
Give it to him.
maybe need one now.
I got it. I get a tissue. Okay. No. Any halachot? Tell me halachot.
אמר, ואהבת לרעך כמוך.
That's a wonderful pasuk.
יהי כבוד חברך חביב עליך כשלך.
Very good. What does that mean?
That you
You should honor your friend like you respect or honor yourself.
yourself, yeah.
Care about your friend like you care about yourself. Thank you very much. What's the bracha for a tissue?
You don't need it.
Just check it, just check it.
השורף המונו בידו.
I grab your shirt.
cigar.
You shuffle me your shirt.
You know, there is a simanim in the Shulchan Aruch that talks about respecting friends, how we should honor them, what we're allowed to do, what we're not allowed to do, how we should treat our rabbis, our father. Who should I give respect first, my Rabbi or my Abba? My Abba or my Ima? Both asking me to bring something. Whom I should bring first?
Yeah, who's got the
You bring two in two hands.
Abba.
This is why, when I finish this part, I would like to share with you a collection, just a few halachot, in regards to honoring friends, what we're supposed to do, what we're not supposed to do. I'll give you an example. Someone that I hate is a wicked, okay? And I see him stuck on the road with a flat tire. I have all the equipment to help him. Do I have a mitzvah to stop and help him?
Yes. Why?
He breaks the Torah. He mocked scholars, Torah scholars. He doesn't keep Shabbat, nothing. Are you still saying yes? I want you to think again
Yes,
before
you
you're saying
should
yes.
go ahead and help them.
Okay, you don't have to get upset. I'm just asking a
What
question.
did she say?
More of a person you hate.
Say you should go and help them.
If we help terrorists, we should help.
Huh?
If we help terrorists, we should
They-
help.
They
Unfortunately.
may be exposed to a sakana, to something, and you cannot let something happen. to
He's
them.
about to drown. He is in the ocean,
Yes, you're
swimming.
right. Yes.
There's a mitzvah.
Let me tell you, you're going to be surprised if you say yes.
Let me drown. I start down our last words.
I would think you're going to
He said, "Lo ta'amod adam
You're not
re'echa."
gonna
It depends
You
who
have
is
to
cons-
go and help them.
Okay, so it's not that simple, okay? Because how would you translate "Lo ta'amod adam re'echa"? You should not, huh?
Don't stand where fences, things go.
We want to.
Okay, you can spend it. Yeah. I'm trying not to translate literally. Meaning, if someone is in danger, you should go ahead and help him. Okay. Otherwise, you will be held responsible for this. But is that true for every Jew? What if this guy is a wicked? What if this guy is a Moiser? Moiser is the one that tells on you to the authorities, to those who hate Israel.
No, the Hashem
But he's
said
Jewish.
that.
Should you save him?
So, no.
You said yes. You said save everyone.
But Hashem punishes them.
That's
We
it.
don't
He-
punish
exactly.
them.
But
Yeah,
here
but
is
they
the
get enemy of the
difference.
Jewish people.
Yeah, we need them about
That's what I'm saying. There's halachot about it. There's some laws, and I brought some. I brought some booklet with a little bit, just a little bit. I'm going to share with you. Most of them, no, some of them you'll be surprised.
So if it depends on the person's life or death, it's different than if someone stops on the road and he has a flat
I go to the extreme.
First you have
It's
to
life
rebuke them.
and
First you
death
have to
Everybody
rebuke them.
situation.
Right?
Should you save the wicked?
Yes, because we are not the ones to
You gotta push them in the water.
And what is considered wicked?
Huh?
Well, what's the definition of a wicked?
That's another story.
Right. So I'm going to share with you what's the definition of a wicked, and then we'll see what the halacha says if you let him drown or you don't let him
It's
drown.
really bad.
What?
Really
I
bad.
think that'd be really bad. It's really true.
What's,
And we say it every morning. Lo?
what is the
To
other
keep
morning?
us away from שכן רע, מחבר רע. לא? מה פירוש?
No, מה
But
פירוש?
now you're being brought into it.
To stay away from the wicked. But now the wicked is in a life-threatening situation. Should you save him?
Yes.
It's not talking about a situation you have to do your job. It's an ambulance. You come as a doctor or as a paramedic and you have to take care of him regardless. This is your job. I'm talking about...
Now you made a different story.
Right.
It's your job.
Not if you put
You
your
just
life- not if you put
walking
your life
by
in
the
danger.
seashore
That's
and you see him drowning and you say this is Johnny the wicked guy that
Your
burned.
shore
He
sounds
burns a shul yesterday.
You have to help them.
He burned Sefer Torah yesterday.
Can I tell you a funny
He's Jewish. Should I save him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Throw a stone on her.
Oh, let's hear it.
Ross.
Okay. Today, if you behave, we'll
the
know.
president of Iran.
What?
What?
We have to do kiddush.
He's not Jewish, no.
Now there's a discussion among how many? We have like 20 people, 20 participants. Okay.
20 people.
Lost right now. Hopefully he's
Okay, guys, hold your horses. So this is you can read about it in length if you want in Yoreh De'ah, in Shulchan Aruch, Resh Mem Bet, Resh Mem Gimel, and Resh Mem Dalet, 242, 243, and 200 Siman, okay, 244, talking about how one should behave when his father, for instance, come into the room. What about a friend? What about if he's a Kohen? What if he's a Levi? Can I ask a Kohen, can I ask Mark or Andrew, please pass me the cup? Okay. Can I ask from a Kohen something like that? People don't know this basic halachot. And I know someone in the community, all of you know it, is a rabbi, is a Kohen, his wife never asked him to throw the trash. Why? She said more than once, he's a Kohen, I can't ask him from that. Okay? I know he's taking advantage of it, and he's... No, but you can let go. We'll see in which way you can still do that as a Kohen. Okay. No.
Boy, I wish I would have been a Kohen.
Let me just...
No, which means he takes it on his own. He does not have to be asked.
I hope Karen heard that.
Yeah, that's what Adam does. I don't tell him no.
That's right.
She said it's not a cover. It's not to your honor. You should not touch it. Don't touch the trash.
I don't think I should touch
This is my job. Meaning she can't even give it to her children because they're Kohanim as well. Can't give it to the boys.
Then she does it. All the time.
She's not a Kohen. What if she's from the family of Kohen? Okay, we'll see all these halachot. There's many halachot. I just brought some selective halachot to learn a little bit about honoring friends. It's much related to the students of Rabbi Akiva, so we've learned what not to do. And now, I'm not saying, God forbid, that they did all that, Chas v'sholom. It was in a dikdukei anyut. I said dikdukei. There were very, very thin layers, that they passed, and they didn't, they crossed. They were not supposed to. And they died out of askara. It's a horrible, horrible death. So, let me just finish that. So we've learned that the Talmidei of Rabbi Akiva, they died from Ayin Hara that they gave to one another. I don't know the Ayin Hara because we said Ayin Hara is also comes from Ayin Tzara. Ainam Tzara, jealousy, right, brings Ayin Hara. So the power of Ayin Hara hit all these 24 students and they didn't survive. Nonetheless, they are great tzaddikim. So how is it possible that great tzaddikim, that they know the halacha, especially the Rabbi, is famous for love, Rabbi Akiva said this klal gadol b'Torah, it's a great rule in the Torah that one should respect his friend. Ve'ahavta l'ra'acha kamocha, ze klal gadol b'Torah, right? He says it's a major rule in the Torah. And he was always preaching about loving your fellow friend. And his students transgress what he himself was preaching. It doesn't make sense. By the way, Rabbi Akiva Paskin, another halacha, imagine to yourself two goes in the desert, walking in the desert.
Two what?
Two guys walking in the desert. They have one bottle of water. They have to reach a place with water. In order to do that, the bottle will but the bottle is enough for one person. If one person will hold this bottle for himself, he will survive. But he will have to see his friend dying. So what's the halacha said? They should share and rely on miracle, or he says, I'm sorry, my life is more important than yours. I'm keeping the bottle. I'm not sharing.
I won't share.
Don't share.
Don't share.
I know this one.
You guys so cruel. You're saying don't
You're
share.
supposed to
No,
keep
you
it for
can't do
yourself.
that.
So, some says yes, some says no. Rabbi Akiva himself says, you don't share.
No, you don't share.
Because chayecha kodmim, your life has precedence, takes precedence, right? comes before. And we learn from this statement many other halachot. How to perform mitzvah, who is more important, and so forth and so on. You hold the bottle and till you get to that place, and if your friend has died, he dies.
What if the
It's
bottle
very-
doesn't belong to anybody particular?
So, what do you mean? One.
Strong will survive.
The one who will get it is his.
Possession's 90%, maybe?
Well, whoever has it,
So, bottom line,
Well, go back to your question.
we've learned that the jealousing at each other brought to their death. They didn't even mean to do that, but the power of Ain Hara is so strong, is so great, that even a jealousy in Ain Hara that comes from really innocent actions, okay, with no means to harm anybody, this power brings death. As it says in the book of the Brit, Sefer HaBrit, it was written by Rabbi Pinchas Eliyahu Horowitz from 1821. A quote, Lif'amim, sometimes, afilu ha'ish hatov, a good person, be'enav ya'aseh hefsed, he can cause a damage to his friend, ve'yiten lo ayin hara, and he give him ayin hara, af im ohev oto kenafsho, even if he loves him like he loves himself. Ve'lo yada v'asham, he didn't even know. Mipnei ki ha'ed hayotzer, this energy, bad energy that comes out of this small 1 second of jealousy, you release the beast, you release this power, and he's v'hura, and he is mu'imal. Okay, very bad.
How could they have avoided the
can I ask a question about the 24,000?
Yes, go ahead.
So, if there are about 700 plus deaths a day, it took about 30 days?
33 days. Some says it was more, but 33 days.
33 days.
Yeah, 33
So
days.
all this time, there was no way to understand what was going on and to be able to stop it? I guess, do you see my question?
Yes.
I can answer that.
How do you avoid
I mean, I'm sure they realize that something wrong is going on,
But they couldn't, Rabbi
But-
Akiva, they לא הבין?
but sometimes when the beast is released, the punishment is out there, the malach hamavet is out there, and decree is made.
And it doesn't
The decree can be made in two forms, either in mud or in blood. In mud, you can wash it off. In blood, there's nothing you can do about it. It's a decree that can change. And I guess it was in blood. I can say that they might, in the beginning, didn't notice that, because it says that, you know who buried them? Who buried these Talmidei Chachamim? The women. The women's aren't, because the men thought in the beginning there's some plague out there that kills men, so they were afraid to hang it out. So women, tzadkaniyot, tzadikot, righteous women, took them to burial, and they did that. And there's some customs to women because of that during this Omer time. So refrain from work a certain time and anyways. All right. So I would like to share with you today, and Be'ezrat Hashem, next class, because I see that I don't have much time. The next, would say 7 minutes, right? How much time we have?
Yeah, but
Yeah, 7 minutes.
About 7 minutes.
This is at 8:10.
Okay, so maybe 10 minutes. An extra 10 minutes. Laws about honoring one another. If someone is poor, how to treat him. If there is a mitzvah, for example, can I call my friends, give him a nickname? Can I give my friend a nickname?
Why not?
Shorty. Hey, did you see Shorty today? Why they call him
He
Shorty?
doesn't like it.
Because he's tall.
It doesn't matter.
Because he's tall. So, what if Shorty already got used to it and he doesn't care? I don't care. That's okay. He can call me Shorty. Can I still call him Shorty? No. And any other name. This is just an example.
That would work though.
Okay. Okay. So let's start with this. Oh, another question. Can I steal from my friend just as a joke? I'm going to hide his phone. I'm going to give it to him in 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Playing games.
No, because you're scared.
You say yes?
It gives him
No.
distress.
No?
It distresses him.
Why not?
That's
Just a game. You can play games with friends.
I say no.
Can I say to my friend he wants to borrow a tool and I say I don't have it and actually I do have it?
No, no.
What if this guy is not responsible? Every time he gets something, he breaks. I do have it. Can I say I don't have it? Because I have concern that he will break it.
No, I have it, but you can't get it.
I have to say, yes, you can have my drill. You can
Give me
have
$100
the
to
saw.
hold it in case anything
Give you a
happens.
deposit. Yeah, take a deposit.
Buy a new one.
There's so many, I don't even know where to start.
Can you go back to one question you asked?
Yes,
If-
okay, let's start with it. Yeah. Go
The
ahead.
situation where you have a person, you ask, do you have to save a Russia?
Right. We'll get to it, but go ahead.
Okay, okay.
What about
But today, please.
No, we're going to get to it. I don't think today. It's like somewhere in the middle here.
what about the nickname?
But have in mind that we have this question about a wicked, yes, no to say.
So here I have a question.
Go ahead.
So today, as our wonderful doctors in hospitals in Israel treat Hamasikim, is it according to halacha or is it because of medical ethics?
So let me repeat the
Or because they're
question.
crazy?
Let me read the question. So,
You don't save your
Ariella Goldstein asked a question. We see that some Hamas terrorists have been getting treatment, medical treatment, in hospitals.
Yes, we saved their lives.
Instead of let them die, they get treatment. And could be Israeli soldiers in one bed, and next to him, it's the enemy that tried to kill him just a few minutes ago, an hour ago. So, first, there's a mitzvah to kill all your enemies before they come to kill you. I can tell you one thing. I was a paramedic in the army, in the IDF, when I served many years ago. Fortunately, I'm getting older. And I can tell you one thing. Sometimes we have to do that in order to get information from that person. Okay? So we're making efforts to keep him alive, and their information that we get from him are vital. For real. Other than that, there's another question. If there is no information to get from him, you don't know if you can get or not get. Basically, you can get information from everybody. But if it's a certain person that you know that you need to keep him alive, because getting information will save many other lives. Alright? So there's a lot of questions around. It's not so pashut. It's not so simple. Okay? So we have to think about all that, and then let them rot let them rot in
We
the.
saved Simvar, didn't we?
No.
Didn't we?
Yeah, that's the lefty. That's the progressive, the crazy. Okay,
So,
let's start. The beginning. It's a selective laws. There's many other laws. We're not going to go through all of them. I brought them just to know that there are many halachot that are related between Adam lechavero, a man to his fellow friends, that we need to learn. Most of the Torah is between a man to his fellow friend. And Hashem is not mochel, Hashem is not forgiving. For a mistake, or if you sin to your friend, you have to fix it between you and him. Other than that, you might lose a share in the world to come. You go to Gehenna, and so forth and so on. Like we sang before Yom Kippur, asking mechila, forgiveness for each other. Okay, so to do tshuva, two parts: tshuva between us and Kodesh Baruch Hu, and tshuva between us and our friends. Let me start with saying that one of the three pillars that the world is standing on is Gmilut Chasadim. What's Gmilut Chasadim? To do chesed, to do kindness. What's kindness? When we think good about each other, we're talking positively on each other, we're doing positive things to each other. When we're doing these things, we are mekaimim et ha'olam. We bringing blessing to this world, and the world is worthy to exist. When we can see an example that people are not treating each other, other people well, and they got destroyed, Book of Bereshit, start with Sodom, end with Gomorrah. What is it? Sodom and Gomorrah, right? What happened there? Crazy rules. What's the crazy rules? Against other people.
Don't give charity.
They made chasadim among themselves. Okay? But other people suffers. They could die there. And they got horrific punishments. The whole 5 towns, God forbid, no comparison, these 5 towns were destroyed. Right? Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed completely. And today, there's only salt. Where is it? Yam HaMelach. The Dead Sea. Why do they call it the Dead Sea?
Nothing grows there.
Nothing lives there.
Have you been in the Dead Sea before?
Yeah.
I have not.
Right? It's called also the Dead Sea because if you see on the map, you see that the Kinneret is right above, and here is the Dead Sea down here. Okay, so you see that all water is coming through the Jordan, going through the Tiberia, this Kinneret. What do you call the Kinneret? The Kinneret.
Sea of Galilee.
Sea of Galilee, call it? Okay, goes down all the way to the Dead Sea, and there is no continuing. That's it. It finished here. It looks like a big, huge puddle. Okay, so it's called the Dead Sea because the water comes there is dead, finish. You can learn also from it. It's like a dead end. Okay, you can learn that someone that is always taking, is not giving, is considered dead. Okay, one that is a giver has life. This is why there is life in the Galilee Sea, you're saying, or the Kinneret, and there is no life in the Dead Sea because he's just getting, he's never giving. So the world is based on Gmilut Chasadim. This is a must, and we can see Gmilut Chasadim, kindness, among other nations and among many other religions. It just makes sense to do something like that, right? So doing Chesed and kindness and Tzedakah. Oh, one more minute. And good behavior between man to his friends is one of the foundations of our Torah, the Holy Torah. And as it says in the Talmud, if you want to be saved and survive the Messianic days that we live in, it says you should do 2 things. Do 2 things and you'll be saved in the Messianic days. One is Torah, and the other one is Gemilut Chasadim, kindness. Torah and kindness, meaning study Torah or support Torah or do kindness. By the way, this class is dedicated for Refuah Shalema to Tikva Bat Salima. So deal with Torah, study Torah, teach Torah, participate, support, and the other thing, kindness. If you do one of these only, it's not enough. You have to have both. If you have only kindness, you miss Torah. If you have only Torah, you miss kindness. You have to do both. Okay. I'm going to put a mark here myself that I'm in the beginning of this introduction. And Bezrat Hashem, next class we're going to have here.
Yes.
Okay, so next class, Bezrat Hashem, next week, Sunday, Bezrat Hashem. I want to thank the Goldstein for opening the house and serving such beautiful treat. May Hashem give the Goldstein's family blessing, nachat from all your children. You should have blessing in your life and good health and shalom bayit. And may the kindness that you're doing will protect you and your family and all those who are participating in this shiur. Be'ezrat Hashem, I want to wish you a good week, a shavua tov, and all the blessing. Amen.
Amen. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you.